as much with love in silence. I remember Baba. Of course, I am able to remove the rust from the soul, but create very powerful atmosphere so that negative, any disturbing energy is burned. Atmosphere get clear. So with the silence of intellect and peace and calmness of mind, I become helper of Baba. One of the cooperation is through actions, other one is through words. But the main powerful cooperation is through remembrance. In silence, I just sit with Baba or look at Baba so that I can experience all Baba's qualities, all Baba's powers. So that I can use these qualities and powers to become a worthy and accurate helper of Baba. I am a cooperative and a yogi soul, and it is with love I offer my cooperation through thoughts, words, and actions. The energy of Tamo has to be changed into Sato. So, for my own self, it is through remembrance that I become Sato Pradhan, and through those vibrations, all the elements, nature become Sato Pradhan. It will also help other souls. They will feel the vibrations. So let me be in loveful remembrance of Baba. As a soul, I am with Supreme Soul, Supreme Father. We take Drishti from Baba
हाँ, जहां बाबा रखता है, जो सेवा मिलती है, वो खुशी से करने वाले को अंदर से बाबा अंदर से शक्ति इतनी देता है, जो समझता नहीं मैं करती हूं, मैं क्या से कर, मैं तो जानती भी नहीं हूं, वहां पर ही हूं। परंतु बाबा के ये है अंदर फाउंडेशन पर मजबूत करना, यज्ञ सेवा बाबा से अच्छा रियली कंडीशन ऐसा जो एकदम बंधा हुआ हो, माता पिता शिक्षक सखा सदगुरु सब बंधन में बंधा हुआ हो। मैंने बांध के रखा है उसको, जैसे दादी को कहा दादी इतना बाबा पर हुज्जत रखती हो, क्या बाबा ने हमको बांधा है तो मैं भी तो बाबा को बांधूंगी। हाँ, बाबा ने हमको बांधा, मैं भी तो बाबा को बांधेंगी। इतना भगवान के ऊपर अपना राइट हो तो कहता है ये सुख शांति तेरा बर्थ राइट है। पहले से बच्चे, ये बाप का बर्थ राइट है, बच्चे को बर्थ राइट है, जन्म से ही बाबा पर सुख शांति का राइट है मेरा। कभी नहीं दुख में आंसू बहाया होगा, दुखी होकर बाबा पर कभी नहीं गई होंगी, ऐसे नहीं दुख देने वाले कोई कोई टेस्ट नहीं ली होगी। सदा ही बाबा को पत्र लिखती थी प्यारा भरा खुशी का, बाबा इतनी मदद, बाबा ये अच्छी, अच्छा बाबा ये अच्छा बच्ची, अच्छा बच्ची, अच्छा बच्ची। अच्छा भूल की ना थोड़ी फट से सुनाएंगी, एक मिनट भी नहीं रखेंगे, बाबा ये हो गया, बच्ची समझा ना, भूल जा, समझा भूल जा। तो ऐसा भी होमवर्क तो क्या, सम्मता ऐसी आ जाए तो सतगुरु की दया कृपा दुआ सब कितना काम करती है। कमाल बाबा आपकी। ओम शांति।
Om Shanti. Welcome to Avyakti Parivar. Today is day 6. Murli, Source of Truth. Soul, Home, Effort. Now we will listen to Mohini Didi.
Om Shanti. Whatever Daddy share, just even the few words, they are so powerful and creates a very, very deep feelings of love for Baba, trust in Baba. Why their words are powerful? Because what they share is their experience. Dadi Janki was sent on service to many different places. She shares many stories. I know that first she was sent to Punjab, Amritsar. Everything was new. There was nothing much there. And Baba sent her. So what she's saying, wherever Baba sends me, and happily if I do yajna service, then you receive Baba's love, Baba's blessings. And so even just to have this thought, wherever I am at present, this Baba has placed me there. But I have to serve with happiness. So the words of Dadis give very, very clear uh, its directions also, what we should do, and what are the attainments, what her experiences. She's sharing based on that. That I always went to Baba very happy. There are many who will test So, but I didn't take sorrow, never had tears. No? That day, Dadi Prakash Pari said, no tears from the mind, no, not even from the eyes. Right? It's very, very powerful. I think that's what we are all through Murli, taking points, practicing, and having many, many good experiences. We use the word soul consciousness very often. And of course, Baba has explained so many parts today, points about taking birth, rebirth, becoming Sato Pradhan, how soul plays a part. Really, sometimes one just thinks about it. I, the soul, playing part through this body. But to sum up soul consciousness, I need to remember my eternal form, eternal stage of the soul. Because ultimately that is soul consciousness. And from there, the experience of bodiless stage comes. So 5 qualities I have to observe or I will experience if I am practicing soul consciousness. Because just to say I am soul, I don't know if it will bring any experience. But I am soul and this purity, pure quality of purity within the soul. And that purity is that I look at everyone as a soul. And of course, will maintain benevolent attitude. I am a pure soul. And then I am a peaceful soul. I am a loveful soul. And I am sweet like Baba and give respect to everyone. Whatever soul's part is, just respect it. So if I have these 5 qualities and keep emerging them, then truly that soul consciousness will be very effective. Then there will be vision of brotherhood, very loveful relationship, very respectful behavior, interaction with each other, and with power of purity, just remain very, very uh, clean in attitude. Even our words always sweet and respectful. So emerging eternal self, the qualities of eternal self, that's what Baba had been teaching us in the drill. And then in soul consciousness with this eternal, what will emerge will be my original form. Then Baba said the actions we will do, interaction with others, use of nature will be like deities, divine. And really before end of confluence age, we all have to be in soul consciousness means in my eternal and original stage. In soul consciousness, my drishti towards everyone, my consciousness that yes, we are all souls and we are all children of one Baba. So as much I am in that awareness and also attention, That means I might have to often remind myself that I am a peaceful soul. I am a loveful soul. So in soul consciousness, that means there is no body consciousness. In body consciousness, instantly, very subtle traces of vices emerge. All the old sanskars emerge. All the past emerges. Whatever that soul was, whatever that soul, quickly it emerges. But if I have to look at other one as a soul, then I don't see the sanskars, right? This will help us to be victorious. We will become Satopradhan and of course Baba's right hand. Now when Baba talks about efforts and then our fortune, many times Baba said in the Murli, if it's in your fortune, there will be understanding. If it's in your fortune, you will do that quality of service. So big questions come, what is first? Is it destined fortune or is it effort? So many can easily say, but my fortune is not such. I don't think it's in my fortune. Right? I don't think it's my part in drama like that. But that's not right. First comes effort. I have to make effort to become Satopradhan. I have to remember Baba. I have to practice to be in my eternal form. But if I say no, if I did last kalpa, I will do it. So use of the knowledge of drama, because they both are very connected, but also every moment there is a chance to create fortune. This is something like, you know, drama. Let's say something past, okay, we say drama. And sometimes we think of so far, okay, plan and think, and then we say, let's see drama. Let us see drama. Whatever happens will be the best. We'll have some benefit in that, right? So Baba says we all are very fortunate souls. We know Baba, we recognize Baba, and Baba had showed us the methods to create it, to create most elevated fortune. So why should this thought come if it's in my fortune? It is in my fortune. Definitely. I am the one who became number one. I am the one who came in number one. Now for this, lot of attention has to give on your own self, one's own intellect. Because effort also is based on my understanding, right? Recognition of power, understanding of knowledge, and in practical, very attentive on the actions I perform. Whether it is conversations, whether it is actions, whether it is thinking. Like today, Baba keep using the word, at least that much effort you will make, right? And then, of course, is spiritual efforts. And it is intense. It has to be consistent and natural. And it does become after doing. So again, I feel what is important while listening to Murli, to absorb it. Take your time, chew it, go in solitude, realize it, and then that awareness, consciousness while doing actions will remain. That means every time I have to speak, every time I have to do action, I take a moment and be in soul consciousness, take one of the quality. I am a loveful soul. So you emerging uh, and also creating, cultivating those sanskars of the original self. Like there are sanskars of body consciousness. So to come in body consciousness or arrogance doesn't require any efforts, does it? To get upset, irritated, forceful. It comes from where? I'll say where this thief of anger was sitting, right? Or comparison or jealousy or any such negative traits. They all are from body consciousness. And because of those sanskars, mm, traces emerge in our thoughts, words, and actions. So if I create while doing actions, the practice of soul consciousness will help us to create the sanskars of soul consciousness. And for that, uh, consistently remind yourself of at least one of the quality. I am a peaceful soul. This is called effort. That means what I know, what I have heard, now I put it in practice. That means integrate that awareness or practice with actions. And really, then when you will look at your chart, your experiences, you will feel very good about yourself. That today, whole day, I was loveful, I was peaceful, I was very sweet, I was respectful, and all that is happening from purity or soul consciousness. Because sometimes I feel some get lost. Oh, I am point of light. I am soul, I am point of light. But what is within the soul, we know within the soul is mind, intellect, sanskars. So when I am playing part, then mind, intellect, and sanskars are activated. I am thinking, speaking, doing action. So to become soul conscious through awareness, integrating while doing actions, while thinking even, will create sanskars of soul consciousness. And when there are sanskars of soul consciousness, it will be very natural. You will feel from within. And then, of course, remembering that I am Baba's child. So Baba says that the rust of body consciousness, because body consciousness means vices. So there is rust on the soul. It is through remembrance that it can be removed. And also when I have to return home, as my part is finishing, drama is over now, I have to be bodiless. And what is bodiless here is again your as a soul and your eternal form. If I have to return home, I have to go full. No? I have to return where I have just become Sato Pradhan. It's not in golden age I will become Sato Pradhan, right? It's now at confluence age I have to become Sato Pradhan and completely pure by removing the rust from the soul. So it's really think about what is becoming soul conscious, right? We will reflect more on that, but it needs consistent practice to integrate. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. So now we will get our practice for tomorrow. I'd like to invite Brother Ken.
Om Shanti, everyone. Om Shanti, Didi. It was so lovely to listen to your sharing. And it seems like everyone is taking the benefit out of the Murlis that Baba's giving us, especially that we're focused on the soul, which we know is the beginning and the end of our spiritual efforts. It's where we start, and actually when we end, as you were saying, in a natural state of soul consciousness with the virtues naturally present. I think in the golden age, we don't even use the word soul because we naturally know that there's some difference between what I am and what my body is. So the Murli is a permanent inspiration for this sort of thing, and tomorrow is the last day on the soul, and then we'll start with the with the qualities of God. So if we really want to get out of this Tama Pradhan state and get into a Sattva Pradhan state, I love that point that you gave, is that actually soul consciousness is the Sattva Pradhan state. If it's natural, it's not forced, then we're just floating on our own qualities in a way. And those are impacting on others, and we should have the experience of that. But one of the things that I was thinking is that I'm a soul, and it's not that I'm a soul, everyone else is a body. I'm a soul, everyone else is a soul. And as Baba was saying, everyone has their part to play. But an experience that I had this morning, not exactly Namibela, but the meditation before the Murli this morning, since I had to read it to the class today. I had the feeling, understanding that the soul is so tiny, so infinitesimal, and even that word is very hard to understand. You know, we know what the dictionary definition is of something which is infinitely small, but in fact the soul has no substance, no size. So there I'm this tiny point of conscious energy, full of qualities and full of my part of 84 births. And here I am in this physical world and giving life to every single cell in the body in a way. There are 30, 40, 50, 60 trillion cells in a human body, depending on the size. So I was thinking, how must it be for Baba? Because not only is he completely aware of his own existence and different from matter, totally different from matter, but also he has the awareness that everything is, when he comes here, has the awareness everything he sees is actually repeating. So that must be there in a sort of an unlimited consciousness. I am just this tiny soul with everything that I need, which is inside me, and I'm like that forever. You know, I don't have to make efforts to be a soul. I don't have to make effort to be a peaceful soul because that's my true nature. I just have to keep this consciousness in a way. And so I was thinking, wow, as Baba said today, the drama is the drama. No one is to blame. But I should use this experience to get away from, you know, this split personality, I'd say. You know, you go to, here I am in the physical body and interacting with the physical world and living out all of the different roles that I have to play, and suddenly I'm in a state of nobody and just completely beyond. So we need to have that transit, that's probably the best word, between that bodiless state and the physical state that I come, and that's why traffic control was so interesting today. And So this substance, this soul that has no physical substance, easy to understand intellectually, but difficult to conceive this thing. And so these words, soul, home, effort, and starting off with Amrit Vela, actually going, Baba used the word home many times, but actually was talking about two homes, not just the home of the soul, but we have to be lotus flowers in our own homes. He was making the comparison between those that live in their own places and those that live in the center. But so the directions that I took for strengthening my soul consciousness that I took today, and of course everyone would have taken something different. I really like this idea that the soul is such a tiny point. It has the part of 84 births recorded in it. And Baba said it's such a wonder how that soul, that tiny little conscious energy, takes a body and plays its part. And the second point that I took for strengthening my own soul consciousness, to live like a lotus flower wherever I am, not just if I live at home, I'm a lotus flower at home. And if I'm living in the center, I'm a lotus flower in the center. The practice of traffic controls was just to check how much of this going and coming I was experiencing, becoming embodied with soul, and then even just for a few moments coming back into action or into speech. So that experience was really highlighted, was a highlight of the day actually for me. And of course, later on tonight, we're going to check how far did we progress in this experience of the bodiless state. So I think it's just real training for the future new world, isn't it? This is absolutely essential if I want to become Sata Pradhan and I want to go into the golden age with all of my qualities naturally there. And so tomorrow, if you can put up the chart for tomorrow, these are the key words. Know, soul, faith. Again, soul is the main word. It's interesting, we had this idea to concentrate on the soul, so a few times this week the word soul is the main word. And so again, what I would say again, I think we have the chance to get more directions about strengthening our soul consciousness. And in this case, it's to glorify Baba and the Yagya through my state of soul consciousness. That's a sort of the angle that Baba's will take tomorrow. So please be on the lookout for those instructions that Baba will help us to, through our soul consciousness, glorify him and his Yagya. And again, Baba will talk about ego tomorrow a little bit, and the ego of body consciousness. So the practice of traffic control, I, the soul, am doing everything. So until the traffic control music comes on, you are doing something. At the traffic control, I, the soul, am doing everything. Not I am so-and-so, or I am doing this. The soul is getting it done, and Baba's getting the soul to get it done. And the chart for tomorrow night is how deep is my understanding and faith of being the soul, which is like to finish off the week. It's not just related to the work tomorrow, but it's related to the work during the whole week. How deep has my faith in being and naturally being the soul become? And Amrit Vela tomorrow, I fully recognize the soul. It's like the seal of approval that I've done the work, and I fully recognize the soul. and Baba's role in my transformation. So just that feeling of real fortune opening up with that recognition. So please enjoy, and I'm sure you will, these incredible deep. Just to finish off, I was remembering today how I was conducting a retreat somewhere in the world, and someone was complaining that the Morley was a little bit boring. A couple of Morleys, Baba was going into so many aspects of bhakti which for double foreigners is a little bit difficult. The Indian bhakti, and so they were saying this is boring. And what I did, okay, I've heard that, but now let's dedicate the whole Murli, the whole morning of the first day of the retreat to studying the Murli of that day. And there was so much depth in it that we got out of it. And I showed them there are at least 30 points that could really, as Didi was saying, that you can really chew on, you can really masticate, you can really go into the depth of. And of course, everyone came out with that, never saying again, I think, that the Morley was boring. So it really is the source for all of us, the source of truth. So enjoy tomorrow. Om Shanti.
It's very, very, very deep. But what I find, as much we practice soul consciousness, intellect becomes subtle. And then it is because of remembrance, Baba, the rust is being removed. So the subtle intellect and our whole abilities become very subtle because of body consciousness, and then connected with bodies and the matter and everything material. So because of that, intellect becomes very gross. So as much intellect is becoming subtle, that much one is able to understand, able to practice. I remember when I came in Gyan, I used to read Gita every morning, and so in Gita it says, don't try to understand, just read it, and one day you will understand. So when I came in Gyan, you know how much one can understand. Somewhere we like sisters, we like center, we like certain things, and we say, oh, I just want to have this lifestyle. I want to belong to Baba. Not really exactly based on understanding of knowledge. And we just love it. We say, oh, it's God is teaching us. But then I told myself that whatever little I understand, I will do it. As much I understand. And I find it was very helpful because I kept understanding more and more, more and more. So I think intellect becomes satopradhan and subtle intellect. And then it becomes very easy to deepen our understanding or connecting with the truth of the self. And I think when it comes to bhakti, if we know that that's our memorials, Baba is only reminding us what we were. When Baba gives example of Hanuman, now Baba will say, oh, you are great ones. And, so Baba actually is reminding us of our own part, which we played. So at confluence age. So I think if we relate to every part which we are playing at confluence age, then we won't say these are memorials. So somewhere I have to see whether from wherever I am, once you start connecting, like Baba said, in 5 forms, one of the drill is your worship worthy form. So if I believe I was worship worthy, then what was the forms of deities, right? Even the way they have shown are not real, with 8 arms, and where they are all symbolic. But at least I think Baba's every child believed that I was worship worthy. I am becoming deity. That if we believe I am becoming deity and I am worship worthy, then it becomes very easy to connect. Now I am worshipper, I have to become worship worthy. I have to become deity and what I was in golden age. Then they won't look like stories, They will look
No.
more and more real.
Didi, what about the experience of being a foreigner here? Like Baba calls Westerners double foreigners, but we are all foreigners here, and Baba
Yeah.
himself is a foreigner. So that's definitely related to the experience of the soul, isn't it? I come from the soul world. I'm a foreigner here, all of us actually.
Mm.
So what's your
Yeah.
experience of being a
Yeah.
foreigner?
Yeah, that's true because especially now, since 1 year, we're not going out much. We all are in our rooms and in our homes. World definitely looks like not our land now. I mean, I go few times out. I have to, go for certain things, and I just look around and say, oh, this is not my world now. So I think now we are really feeling very disconnected, but still, because we have to operate, whether for my own self, whether for organization, then we catch up with saying how best we can do under whatever are the circumstances or atmosphere of the world. So I think in Kali Yuga establishing heaven, I think that's the biggest challenge. But we know that Baba is doing it and Baba will make it happen. But definitely the feeling of being foreigner is becoming more and more. This is kingdom of Ravan. This is not our world. And I belong to two homes, whether Paramdham or Golden Age. That feelings are really increasing more and more. So yeah, but as I said that, intellect will become pure Satopradhan and subtle. So all understanding will happen naturally.
And
Anyway,
the easy yogi is the one that understands everything naturally. That was in the blessing today about becoming an easy yogi. So the connection between cooperating with Baba and being easy. So easiness and naturalness come together, right?
right, right. And then cooperative also is all Baba's children are cooperative. So one day everyone will become easy yogi. It is easy yoga, but for to be natural and consistent is very, very important and it will happen.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Brother Ken. Om Shanti.
Shanti.
Om Shanti. Welcome to a వ్యక్తి Journey Night Class Deep Love for the Jewels of Knowledge.
शायद पूरा ही पढ़ना है, समय तो बाकी थोड़ा है। अभी तो और ही सगाइयां कैंसिल कर कर करके सभी दे के सभी संबंधों को बाबा मामा चाचा गुरु गुसाई पति पत्नी ये सभी नाता तोड़ाते हैं, सिर्फ अपने साथ जोड़ते हैं कि क्योंकि मेरे साथ जोड़ने से तुम बच्चे विक्रमादित्य बनेंगे, पवित्र बनेंगे और फिर अपने पवित्र दुनिया का मालिक बनेंगे। तो देखो सभी संबंध तोड़ाते हैं, एक से जोड़ाते हैं और युक्ति बताते हैं कि ऐसे ऐसे जल्दी नहीं टूट जाते हैं, क्योंकि विक्रम पुरुषार्थ से विनाश करना है। यूं विक्रम विनाश होते हैं भक्ति मार्ग में भी। बाबा ने समझा कि जब शिव के बल चढ़ते हैं तो जो विक्रम किए हुए हैं उनकी सलाह होते हैं, फिर विक्रम शुरू हो जाते हैं, क्योंकि यह है ही माया की दुनिया, उसमें पुनर्जन्म फिर भी लेना ही पड़े। समझे ना बच्ची, भक्ति मार्ग में शिव पेड़ के ऊपर बाली चढ़ते हैं, ये बराबर है। वो उसी समय में वो सलाह खा के कर्मातीत बन जाते, पर वापस नहीं जाएंगे ना, फिर उनको अच्छा जन्म मिलेगा उनको। तो यहाँ तो तुमको योग से विकर्म विनाश करना है, वो काशी कर्म नहीं खाना है, तो उससे कुछ भी फायदा नहीं होगा। तो कलवट दिखाएगा तो ज्ञान नहीं है ना बच्ची, योग भी नहीं है, क्या करेंगे, कहाँ जाएंगे। ये तो श्रीमत पर चलना है याद करने के लिए। तो बातें तो सभी विचित्र है ना मीठी बच्चिया। देखो बाबा कैसे समझाते हैं, तुम भी कहते बाबा समझाते, ये भी कहते बाबा समझाते हैं। अभी मनुष्य कैसे समझे कि ये भी कहते बाबा समझाते, ये भी कहते हैं कि बाबा समझाते, तो इनका बाबा तो दोनों कोई गुप्त देखने में आते हैं। अरे ये तो बराबर शिव बाबा है भी गुप्त। अच्छा, ये बच्चों से बाप की चिट चैट, बाप दादा की कहेंगे, कंबाइन है बस। छुगु और तुम दोनों जैसे पंडे हो, वो वाटरलू का पंडा और श्याम का पंडा। हाँ, वो श्याम का पंडा छुगु कहाँ है? और देखो अपने अपने साथ में इनको लाते हैं, इनको बहुत अच्छा सुखाला रखना है बहुत। अब तो आई है सुख देने के लिए, तो बच्चों को भी हर एक को सुख देना है। सुख की मत स्वीकार करे कोई या ना करे, बाप तो देंगे नहीं, ये बरोबर है कि सुख की मत बाप देते हैं, फिर जितना जिसके तकदीर में है वो मत उठाते हैं, नहीं तो फिर अपने चलते रहते हैं। ये है ध्यान की पार्टी, ये बुद्धिया ये सुनती है। यहाँ जो कुछ कहते हैं सुनते हो? बाबा ने क्या कहा? हाँ, अच्छा बच्ची बाजे बजा। ज्ञान सितारों माता पिता बाप दादा का नंबरवार पुरुषार्थ अनुसार याद प्यार और गुड नाइट।
Om Shanti. Thank you. So now we will remember Baba.
Om Shanti and good night, everyone. Take care of yourself. Om Shanti. Good night.